Hey, what's up guys, Wavy Films here, and today I have a custom LEGO minifigure showcase for you guys. And for this showcase, I have my custom LEGO Captain America Civil War minifigures. And I have made 13 minifigures for this showcase to show you guys. Hopefully getting this out on Thursday, and if I don't, I hope to get it out Friday. Either way, I'll still be happy because I'm really excited for this movie. I've been waiting for this movie for about a year now. I'm gonna go see it on Friday with my friend who's been in a couple of my videos, I think. Maybe he hasn't been in any of my videos. I don't think he has. Anyways, so I have 13 minifigures for you guys, and for the showcase, I have Captain America, Iron Man in his Mark 46 suit, Bucky, Black Panther, Vision, Scarlet Witch, Hawkeye, Black Widow, Spider-Man, Ant-Man, Falcon, and War Machine, and I have to go up here to grab them, CrossBones, all ready for you guys, because I've been working on these figures non-stop, and like you've kind of noticed, I haven't been uploading on my channel a lot because I've been trying to get these figures done, and all of them, with the exception of War Machine currently, I filmed already everybody's segment except War Machine because I'm filming this out of order for convenience for me. So hopefully War Machine's part comes in time for me to record and get this out Friday at the very least. But even if he isn't, I'm so happy that I got CrossBones, Spider-Man, Ant-Man, Falcon, Vision, Scarlet Witch, Black Widow, Hawkeye, Cap, Iron Man, Black Panther, and Bucky all finished. And I'm just really hoping that it comes in time. So yeah, I'm not going to tell you guys what team I'm on until the end, the outro. I mean, if you really want to know that bad, you could just skip to the outro, but I don't think that's a good idea, because I want you guys to see this, these figures, and I know this showcase is about hour 15 minutes long, but trust me guys, I have timestamps in the description below, and if you just want to see my Spider-Man or Vision figure, or I just use those two as an example, but if you just want to see certain figures, I do have timestamps in the description because I know this is going to be a long video. Yeah, so I'm really excited. I'm going to give some updates kind of at the end about what I'm going to do about videos, upcoming customs and stuff at the end of here. But right now, it's all about Captain America Civil War. So, yeah, guys, sit back, relax. This is about half of the runtime of Captain America Civil War. So, yeah, guys, thank you. If you watched the entire way through, please be sure to leave a comment and tell me which one your favorite one is. But yeah, this is just a really big showcase, sorry. I'm probably rambling on too long, so let's get right into these minifigures that some of you guys might have been waiting to see. Alright guys, and for our first figure of this showcase, it is CrossBones. I'm just doing him first, because then we can get into all the superheroes, because he's not really on anyone's team. So yeah. First thing I'm going to say is he was the first minifigure also that I did do for this showcase, so he's probably the worst. Well, I mean, actually not, Cap is probably the worst, but he is definitely, his paint, the finer details of painting aren't probably as up to par with my newer figures, and you'll see this with Cap and kind of Hawkeye. Because these are older figures that I made a while ago, so they're not really up to par with my more prominent skills, as you'll see with Vision, Ant-Man, Spider-Man, Iron Man, all those figures. Anyways, so we'll start top to bottom. So first, the helmet. Now, I'm not sure. I'm gonna try in this video to credit all of the people I get ideas from. So if I say, I had this idea and I took it from this YouTuber, I'll credit them in the description. But for this figure, I forget where, I know this wasn't my idea for the helmet, but I forget where I got the idea. But anyways, it's a Ninjago helmet. So one of these helmets, very heavily sanded, and it was the first thing I actually ever sculpted. I did, of course, have to, where's the piece? Here it is. Sculpt in between the eyes. And also, there is some bumps you see. That was because when I sanded it down, there was like some indents, so I tried to sculpt those in. The head is a Keeley head from Lord of the Rings, or Hobbit, sorry. And I did paint on his scars, so there's like the cut on the side here, and then he has like some freaky pattern on that side. And then of course I do have this hairpiece to go along with it, just in case I wanted to take his helmet off. And then he does have an alternate expression, but I like this one better. I think it looks more accurate. So we'll put this back on, just because I like him better. So basically, again, like I said, that was my first ever thing I sculpted. So yeah, I put it just in between the eyes, and I probably could have made it thinner. So painted the whole thing black, again, accurate. And then for the helmet, to get the CrossBones, the detail, because it does just look like it's just kind of smudged kind of down, or smeared. So what I did was I painted white in the shape I wanted to. I took a paper towel and like I wiped it down like that to get this thing, and then for the nose I just painted black on top of that. And I really like how it turned out. I think it looks like very accurate. So yeah, there's CrossBones, or his helmet at least. Now the vest is, he's probably one of the most modified minifigures, like using different things from different third-party sites. The vest is a Minifig Cat B12. I can't exactly move his hands that much without possibly breaking off his mechanism I have for his hands, which I'll go over in a second. So for the X detail, I did do the exact same thing I did for the helmet, just paint 2 white lines and then wipe them with a paper towel. And then I did paint silver on the buckles of the vests. I am on the front side. I do think this is a very accurate vest for him to have. I did buy this one as well. I bought them together to see which one I like better, and I like this one way more, so I might use this one for the Punisher. I don't really know yet. So there's that. The idea for the mechanical fists, did not come up with it. Like I said, I'm going to credit people that I take this from. Now they are Lego handcuff pieces. So basically you can see the one around his wrist. They're each like a handcuff each. Then there's this part, which is the half of the handle part. And this other part, which is the fist part, which is the other part that goes around the wrist. And I did paint this part black, but then these parts silver, just to make it a little bit more accurate. The idea for that goes to Akash Lego Productions. He is a stop motioner, but he has done some customs, so he posted it on Instagram. I was like, oh, that's a good idea, so I'll use it. And I really like how it turned out. For the arms, this, I tried to make them as accurate as I could, and if you look on the actual CrossBones, he does have things on his arms that do look like these. Now, I'm going to make it clear that I've seen pictures with this on, like them switched around, and I've seen them with pictures like this. So I'm not sure which one's the switched around picture, which one's the regular picture. So for now, we're just going to assume this is correct. This is a brick arms ammo clip with the tips painted gold. Again, it is accurate, because if you look, he does have like something that looks just like this. It has more like of these points though, as like 5 I think, but this is Lego. And then on the other side is a tiny tactical clip. I forget the technical name of it, and I did paint silver stripes accurately. Like I said, my painting skill wasn't the best, so they're not the straightest lines. Now if we move on to the legs, move on to the legs. Now, I did use a pair of dark gray legs. I used these knee pads, and they are tiny tactical 4 rivet type knee pads, which are accurate. And then I got pockets on his side just because I wanted to add that much more detail. He does have like a strap on the side, so I did paint that. And then I painted on his black boots. And then for his camo effect on his pants, I just got a little white paint on my thing and just kind of went like that. Like, just kind of lightly wiped it across. So yeah, that's about it for our first minifigure out of a lot of minifigures for my Civil War showcase. Definitely one of the more customized figures, because not only is there painting, there's also gluing, cutting, third-party accessories, and I think the only other characters with third-party accessories would be War Machine and Hawkeye, and Black Widow. So you guys, that's it for CrossBones. Now we'll move on to the title character, Captain America. Alright guys, and for the first hero of this showcase, we have Captain America. Now, first things first, what I'm going to mention is that he was the first one, besides CrossBones, he was the first like superhero I made from this showcase. So he, the painting skills on him weren't as good as I am now, as you'll see on some of the later figures, or just on the next figure, Iron Man. Because like Iron Man, War Machine, I made them like before this, or like after, just before recording this showcase, but like after Iron Man. Like, I think I made Iron Man back in January or February, which is why I did try and fix up his helmet, arms, and legs a bit, but he's definitely not as good as Iron Man or Vision or Spider-Man or Ant-Man or basically anybody in the showcase. He's probably the worst figure in the showcase. But anyways, we'll go top to bottom. So to start off, we do have a Flash cowl. Now, of course, this idea goes credit to Michael MGF Custom / Reviews. Links to that will be in the description. So yeah, basically he did it first. I was like, oh, that's a good idea. So I took a Dremel and went to town on the lightning bolts on the side of the head. Painted the entire thing dark blue. The A on it is actually, I cut it out from a magazine because I couldn't paint an A. And then, as you can see, like on the sides are not as good as they probably could be. Yeah, on there. And I did paint all the black lines, and then on top, there is like some detail, as you can see there. The head is a Han Solo head. There's his alternate face. Just because I saw a lot of people use this head for Captain America, so I just painted the dark brown, and then for the straps, and the silver for like the buckles. So then when you put it on, it looks pretty good. The torso is a Captain America torso from Age of Ultron. Of course, I did paint over the red and over this entire section with a different color of blue. Same with the back, I painted over all the red with blue. And I also painted these little silver details just to make it look that much better. The arms, one of the worst parts is I tried to make it as accurate as possible. Make the top of the arm be a shoulder pad, and it's a little bit different colored blue, as you can see. Outlined it in black. Have the dark red details, as you can see, like here with the black. My painting skills were not the best, but the shapes are accurate. Comes down, there's this little flap, and there's this little like V of dark red, and that's the same. Let me just take his shield down on both sides. For his shield, it is a dark red Captain America shield, which only came in the Avenger sets. I painted all the white parts silver. I did a weathering effect, which was basically the exact same effect I did for CrossBones' helmet, if you remember, but just with black. And then I did paint over the claw marks from Black Panther. The hands are just regular brown hands. I then painted skin color onto, because he does have his fingers exposed on his brown gloves. The legs are, oh, I'll take that out of his hand. His legs are quite simply the worst feature of this minifigure. Again, because of my painting skills at the time. As you can see, like, these are supposed to be the same size. They're not as thin as I would make them now. The knee pads, I did fix up the boots a bit, make the gray lines a little straighter than they were. And they have little buckles. And then I do have like all the red detailing on the sides, and I have some details on the back, but just two black lines. So, and then the knee pads are different color of blue. So yeah, guys, that's about it for the first Avenger, Captain America. And now we'll move on to Iron Man. Alright guys, and for our first Iron Man, Team Iron Man minifigure, we have, of course, Iron Man himself. Now, this would have been a lot simpler of a minifigure, more easier minifigure, if LEGO had decided to print accurate legs for the Mark 47 suit. I'll call it the Mark 47 even if it's not. So, basically, I did use LEGO's torso and helmet because those were both great. But I did have to paint the arms and legs. The arms, I was assuming I was going to have to paint it anyways. But the legs, LEGO did not make like any effort. They just rehashed the Mark 46 Iron Man legs. Yeah, the Mark 40, this is the Mark 47. Or the Mark 48 or Mark 47? One sec, I'm looking this up. Right, so it is the Mark 46. So anyways, for the Mark 46 suit, I did have to entirely paint the legs and the arms. Like I said before, the arms I was expecting to have to paint, just because LEGO never prints on the arms for Iron Man. They should though. But the legs are entirely painted by me, even on the insides, which I'll get to in a sec. So we'll start off with the helmet. I did not, as you can see, outline it in black because I tried and I couldn't. I tried multiple times and it just looked terrible. It did not look accurate. I didn't like it. So yeah, what I did do is paint accurate gray in the side parts here and here, and then also in the side of the mask there and there. I did painstakingly paint black in the mouthpiece for the mask, and I do think it looks good. So if we take that off, you can see we do have Iron Man in his black, with his black eye. There we go. Now, of course, this is just an generic Iron Man face from the Avengers sets, which I then switched. Oh my god, this thing just won't. There we go. I switched to the angry side, then, you know, painted on the black eye in dark red. Okay, is this stand done? Okay, I think it's straight enough. So, on the face, I did paint the black eye, and I do have a hairpiece for him. Oops, that was a little too far up. I do have a hairpiece for him, and it's the new Superman hairpiece from Man of Steel. I just think it looks very accurate, and a lot of other people have used it. And it does look very accurate to Robert Downey Jr. in the Captain America Civil War. Moving on to the arms, legs, and torso. I did, on the back here, paint a little bit onto the torso, just connecting these lines to the waist piece. And of course the printing never goes directly to the edge, so I did have to paint a bit on there. And then on here, I did paint some gold there and there just to match the gold of my paint, just to make it look better. For the arms, those are all accurate, painstakingly. Luckily, I didn't really have to paint anything for the inside of his arm, inside of his hand, because I couldn't really find anything for there. But I did continue LEGO's design for the lights. You can see one there, there, as well as some on the legs that I'll get to, which is just some colors, a color of blue. Oh god, please focus. There we go. Some blue and a white line in it. I did paint the gold here on the back. I did paint on the shoulder pad, as well as these weird like slits he has of gray. I don't really know what it is, but you know, it's accurate. And then of course both arms are exactly the same, or as exactly the same as I could get them. The legs, I'll just hold them for this. That's not gonna work. We're just plain dark red legs, which I then painted all the detail onto, as you can see. So I did have to paint like the knee pads and the gold and the silver and all the black lines. I did paint again more lights on both sides. Move this out of his hand out of the way. And it was actually really hard to find reference pictures for his legs, because the reference picture for the side, like the back side, so like that gray part, I couldn't find any reference pictures for that part of his legs. Of course, I did paint on the inside of his legs as well. If we just move this back, just a continuation. This is as far as I can move his leg back without destroying any of the paint. So yeah, that is like literally all of the leg detail. And I think that's about it for Iron Man. Definitely one of the more cooler and more detailed minifigures in this showcase. So yeah, let's move on to Falcon. Alright guys, so now we have Falcon. Now I did buy some brick arms accessories for his guns, same with Bucky, but they haven't come in yet. So I'm not sure if they're gonna come in for, like in time, and I didn't want to wait any longer to record his and Bucky's segments. So if they do come in on time, like while I'm editing this, I will insert a picture of him holding those guns. What they are is they are brick arms micro SMGs. So if they do come in time, here's a picture. And if they don't come in time, that was just blank space. Anyways, so here is my Falcon figure. Definitely one of the more ones that took a lot of work. Now, I'll start off with his back. Actually, I'll start off with his back just to get these wings out of the way. One thing that okay, that's a little too much. One thing that, that I struggled with for this figure was how was I gonna do his jetpack? And I got a bunch of great suggestions on Instagram, so if you're one of those people that suggested something, thank you. But none of them really just worked for me, or I didn't have the piece to do it. So I came up with this. This, as you can see, it's a neck bracket. This is a heavily modified Lego 2x2 tile. What I did was I cut off these sides and the bottom side, sanded them down just to make them smooth, and then I took this neck bracket piece. I painted it dark gray at the top just to blend in with Falcon suit more. And then I sanded down the stud on the 4x4 or 2x2 tile, and on the neck bracket I sanded that stud off, and I just sanded the 2x2 one down, and I glued it on. Painted it with accurate details. This is all accurate, and I do like how it turns out. As you can see, it does come off a bit, and I really like that. So yeah, now for the wings, credit again goes to MGF, because this is what he did for his Falcon in his Winter Soldier showcase. So originally I didn't think I had any of this plastic line, and if you don't know, it's like if you ever get a toy or an action figure, like the clear plastic that like you see the toy through, that's what plastic this is. It's kind of, it's like thin, but it's also like sturdy, like you can't really bend it that much. Like it's floppy, but you can't like crease it. So I didn't think I had any of this plastic, and I didn't have the money to go out and buy a action figure just for the wings. So I go upstairs in my room, and what do I see? I see a Minecraft figure still in the box. Well, I mean, it had been opened, so it's not like I was saving it in the box. And I was like, hey, you know what? I don't really play Minecraft anymore. And you know what? It's just a toy. I'll leave it out by itself. That's probably what it's meant to be. So I left the toy by itself, cut up an accurate shape, except for the top. It is a straight line, but like the actual, the top is like has bumps and stuff. And I didn't think I was gonna get these wings done, like finished. I'll just try and center that a bit more. I didn't think I was gonna get these wings finished for showcase, but lo and behold, I did, thank God, and it looks amazing. I need to like center it so you can see the winginess. There you go. So yeah, now it just does like slide underneath the neck bracket. I can literally just slide it out, and now he doesn't have his wings. So yeah, all of the detail is 100% painted by me to the best of my abilities to make it accurate. I do like the outside side more, just because I made it more recently, so my skills were better, as it's a recurring theme in the showcase. But I do like the side better, with all the black details and stuff. But the inside is not bad, and so all you gotta do to put it on is just like, oops, push it up under here, and then, well, I mean, make it even on both sides. And then try and make it as straight as you can. So something like that, so that's how it works. I'm just going to take these off for now, though. And as you can see, I did use a neck bracket piece. And like I said, like I'm going to say for Hawkeye, I guess, I filmed these out of order. That this was my last neck bracket, so that's why my Hawkeye doesn't have a neck bracket on his quiver, and I just glued it onto his back because this was my last one. I did paint it dark gray, like I said, just so it would blend in with the body more when I put it on, but I'll take it off for now. So this is my Falcon figure, just the bare minimum, and this is what I thought was going to make it to showcase. I never thought that I would actually, in time, get the jetpack and, if I can pick them up, wings done, but thank God I did. Of course, I don't have his guns, but like I said, there will be, or if I did get them in time, there will be a picture like I showed before. So now his head is the Lego's official Falcon head. I think they did a great job, very accurate head. My only problem was that they didn't print the hair on the head, but of course it's Lego. They don't really do stuff like that, because then there would be like a big separation on the sides. So they did use the fin hair piece, which of course looked good. The biggest decision with this figure really was, do I want to use the smiling face or the angry face? Eventually, I did land on the angry face, because I was like, you know what? He's in the middle of a civil war. He's not going to be smiling. So, I did do this face, painted on the hair. I'll just zoom in here. And then continued the silver strap all the way around his head. The torso, well, voice crack there. The torso is a dark gray torso, and I copied Lego's torso design for it, because I do think Lego's torso design was very accurate. I mean, Falcon, like, it wasn't really, like, black down here, it was more lines, but I really like this design, and it is a little, I'm going to contradict myself here, but it actually is a little bit inaccurate, unlike I said, like, 3 seconds ago. But I like this better than if I were to just make my own. The only difference I did do was paint gold lines on the dark red instead of silver lines. Just because in some pictures I saw they look gold, some pictures I saw they look silver. And personally, I like it way better when it's gold. It looks way better to me. Now to move on to his arms. They were just brown arms, you know, to show his skin color through. So what I ended up doing, why is it going out of focus? The light was a little too much light. Okay, I had to fix up the lighting, but, because every time I put my hand in front, it unfocuses, but, so I did paint on his gray sleeve and his shoulder pad, which is the red detail, and then on top of that red detail is, some light gray detail, and then on top of that light gray is, dark red, and then on top of that dark red is silver. And that is on both sides, of course. You can see it on his other hand. I did paint on like the top of his glove, which was like, has some red details, black details. And then I do have his black gloves with his fingers poking through accurately. Now on this hand, I did paint, or I did sculpt a bit on that hand. I can turn the lights back on. I did sculpt that bit on that hand because he does have like a box on his wrist. Not exactly sure what it's for, but you can see there. So I did paint the gray around because that's like the top of his glove, and as you can see I did have the brown on the hand there too. And then I did paint the red on top, and he has like, I'm not sure if it's like his control box for Red Wing, or I honestly have no idea what it's for, but it was on there, so I painted the accurate detail on it, and I did sculpt it because I think it looks better like that. Now for the legs, I did what I could to make them accurate. He does have like a lot of straps crisscrossing on his legs. As you can see, like the light gray and then the dark gray and then the black lines. I did paint on his knee pads, which are like a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, like a stretched pentagon kind of with the yellow lines. I'll just move his hands out of the way because there is quite a bit of detail on the sides. And then he does have like the front, like his toes on his shoes or boots are black, and then it goes into like this part on the back which is gray, and then it has the red details on like the back of his heel. I think it's a really cool design. I really like how it turned out on Lego, but it is accurate. And then on the sides, he does have, like, as you can see at the bottom, as you can see at the bottom of the screen there, he did have like these pockets, or like these little flaps on the sides that have like a bunch of like boxes on them, so I did paint that on those sides. And then I just painted his stripes down, and then he does have like a bunch of straps on the back of his knee. So there was this one that goes, that one wasn't on the back of his knee. And these two are, and the reason that they stop right there is because literally, if you look at the figure, or on like the actual costume, they do start like right at the one side of the back of his knee to the other, and they don't go to the sides of his legs, which is why I did that. And then there was the light gray strap with the red in the middle, and then there was the red strap. And then if we move his leg back, you can see that his his boots detail does continue onto the inside of his legs. Falcon was definitely one of my more favorite figures of the showcase. I'm gonna probably say that for like all these figures because I really do like all of them. But I just really like him a lot because of just the little sculpted detail and his backpack and his wings, definitely. You just kind of like squish it up a bit. And then, yeah, it's kind of gotta get it right. And then there you go, Falcon with his wings. So yeah, that was Falcon. So sorry if I didn't have his guns. Again, like I said, I will have the picture at the beginning if they do arrive in time for me to edit and upload this either Thursday or Friday, whichever day it says on YouTube, whichever day it says I uploaded it. So yeah, that was Falcon. Now let's move on to War Machine. Alright guys, so now we have War Machine. I got him finished in time for showcase, thankfully. So yeah, his helmet and legs and body are all from Lego's official War Machine figure because they looked pretty accurate, and I did of course do modifications to all of them. For the head, I did use the old War Machine head because the new one is a piece of crap. It doesn't look like the actor at all. Plus, this one looks very accurate to the actor. And I do have it on the angry expression. The torso, like I said, is Lego's, and I did do a little bit of painting on the front just to connect the printing to the legs. The legs I did do a lot of work on. Let me just move his arm. As you can see, the side of the legs are both accurate, or as accurate as I could get. Where the heck? Here it is. As you can see, I have like the little plates and all the little details. One of my favorite details is the little triangles that I have there and there on the figure. Oopsie-daisies. The arms are both, again, as accurate as I could get. Let me move him back. I did paint on like the shoulder pad, the silver details, all the gray details, the silver dots, and this little box right here is supposed to be his like wrist guns, and I didn't exactly have anything for those. So this arm is a little bit more detail, because on his shoulder pad you can kind of see there he does have like a star on it, and he does have the number 003 on the inside of his wrist. For the gun, as you can see, I have Lego rod glued onto his back, or part of one. I did have to cut one up. And that is the barrel of a brick arms. Where's the rest of it? a Brick Arms XRG, which I did just cut the top barrel off of and glue it. It is a little loose right now, but it'll dry eventually. And then I did paint the end gray as long as putting silver detail on the side. And then of course I did paint the back of his legs as well. And the painting does go around, does go around all four sides of his legs, as you can see in there and right there. So you guys, that was it for War Machine. Hope he doesn't die in the film, but he probably will. Oh, also, I want to mention just quickly that I did paint, god dang it, I did paint extra silver on his top and the black for his mouth like I did for Iron Man. So yeah, that's it for War Machine, and now we'll move on to Bucky Barnes. Alright guys, so now we have Bucky. Just like Falcon, I'm gonna start by pointing out that he was supposed to also have a gun accurate to the one he uses, or the one that his Hot Toys figure comes with, and we've seen in a couple of the scenes he have. Let me just find the name of it. Brick Arms, the ARC, or the ARC. So, yes, that is, again, I'll put a picture right here. If it does come in, there was supposed to be a picture there. If there was no picture, the gun didn't come in on time for me to record his part. So yeah, he's a pretty plain, simple minifigure, but also accurate to his screen portrayal. So we'll start off. I did use the hair Lego gave him, very accurate. It's the choice to use for Bucky. Of course in the dark brown color. The head I used is the Poe Dameron head. Credit for this, you guessed it, goes to MGF, because he posted a teaser picture like way back when the first trailer was released, showing his idea for a Bucky head, and it was the Poe Dameron head. So I do like it, and there's this other side, but I don't use that side because it's the middle of a war. The torso is a black torso, and this is one of the biggest things. Lego's torso isn't inaccurate at all. We see in the trailer he does wear that costume a couple times in the trailers, but in the final like airport battle scene, he's wearing this, which is why I made him in this costume. So, yeah, so I did start off with having the different line dividing the top and the bottom of his suit, and then there is the collar, which is off to the side. This gray line is the zipper, while as the other one isn't, because he has like the zipper on his one side, and it's not like in the center, and then the other line like is also in the center. And then he does have this other like strap kind of, or not really strap, but like line across, so I did that with light gray. And then on this side he has like a little zipper up, or a little zipper down here, and then a little like pocket up here, and then another pocket down here, which is what those are for. Or I'll do the back. And then the back, probably not accurate. I didn't really find any reference for his back, so I just kind of copied what I did on the front, which was, again, just gray on the bottom, and then the light gray lines just to show difference between, like, material, maybe, or sewing. And then, of course, you can kind of see here on the top part where the collar is, I did paint my gloss black. It's not really actually gloss, it's just my black paint that says gloss, but it really isn't. On the top, just because it was, like, a leathery material, so you can kind of see the difference there. For his one arm, I did use Lego's Winter Soldier arm, or Bucky Barnes arm, the metal one. I love this arm. It's very accurate and detailed. So then what I did was I took a black Lego hand and I painted silver on it to show his fingers coming through, just like I did for Falcon, I did for Scarlet Witch, I did for Cap, I did for... That's it. And I did paint the fingers on there just because I liked it better with the fingers on there because he has this metal arm. And then on this arm, I just painted all the necessary straps and lines accurately, and he doesn't have his fingers showing through on that arm. For the legs, I did do a Michael MGF thing again. Lots of things are going to his credit. I'm really hoping there's no comments down there saying, oh, you copied Michael MGF or whatever, because I'm giving him credit for things that I took, because I'm a fan of his work. I do watch his videos and his customs, so I do use some ideas from his videos just because I like watching him, and he's a good customizer. But of course, like a couple other figures in the showcase, there is some things from other YouTubers, because I do watch more than just him. Anyways, what he said was that the Death Storm Trooper legs, which came in one of the Star Wars battle packs, is a really good design for people with plain black legs. And if you notice, Bucky has plain black pants. Like, he doesn't have any detail on them at all. So I took his advice and painted the Death Storm Trooper detail onto his legs, with the exception of like on this pocket on the left, or on the right one on the screen, but like if you're looking at it this way, it's left. Like Bucky's left. There was like a line that goes in on the side there, and I didn't like that. It just made it look not symmetrical. So I didn't put that, and I like it without it. And then there's just a gray line that goes all the way around his legs, just for his boots, like the end of his boots. So you guys, that was Bucky. I'm not going to call him the Winter Soldier just because he probably isn't anymore in this film. I haven't seen it, so I don't know. But that's it for Bucky Barnes. Again, I will have had the picture if the gun comes in on time, just like Falcon. It is a Brick Arms ARC or ARC. I'm not sure if you pronounce it ARC or ARC. So yeah. This was Bucky, and now we'll move on to one of the more detailed minifigures, Black Panther. Alright guys, so definitely one of the more detailed minifigures of this showcase is Black Panther. Now I don't have an alternate head for him, just pointing that out right out of the get-go. I don't have an alternate head because I didn't have time. I barely had time to get this out the day it's out. So yeah, anyways, I think we'll start off with the mask. Now it was a Batman helmet, one of the newer Batman short ears helmets. I did put some sculpting in the mouth, and then as you can see, sanded it down with the nose to be more of a straight line, and then painted as accurate detail as I could. I could not fit all of the detail on here that is in the actual mask, because there's a lot more. There's like a bunch of writing and stuff, and as you can see for the wrong way, for the head, it's literally just a plain black head, which I messily painted silver on, because his eyes are silver, not yellow, sadly. But as you can see when I put it back on, it's really awesome. His torso, back and front, are Lego's official torso. Nothing wrong with it. I think it looks awesome and very accurate. The legs, I did not. The arms and legs are both probably not accurate, but I'm fine with that. It's just because it's really hard to see the details, because like what Lego has painted in light gray is actually just black on black, like just shiny black. So it was really hard to tell. I do know that the dark gray details, such as the line going down like that and the V kind of coming up on the side and going to the back, that is accurate. That was very accurate. This whole detail in the light gray up here on his thighs and on his sides of his legs are not accurate. I do really like the design, because I did notice around his entire like design and stuff, he does have these like crisscrossy patterns all over. So I tried to do that there and on the sides to the back here. For the boots, they are just plain black, because I wanted to show a I tried to say that word earlier and I couldn't say it. I tried to show the difference between the actual suit and the legs, or the boots. That's just by leaving it fully black. Did that for the gloves too, and it was kind of because I just didn't want to do all that paint work, but also because I did notice this, and I did paint the 3 little claws onto his boots. Now his hands are pretty awesome, because as you can see, or maybe not, as you can see, I did sculpt little claws on both of the hands. This, I like this one better, but I did do this on both hands, which I think looks really awesome. It took me about 5 minutes each, and painted them silver, and I think it just adds like just that much more to the figure. And then as you can see on the arm here, like I said, Black Panther has a recurring theme of crisscrossy patterns all over his suit. So, yeah. And then of course the other arm is just as accurate. Now he does have, like, this is all the glove, this plain black part. He does have these little like teeth kind of on the side, on the top of his glove. And also I just kind of forgot to mention at the beginning, again with the theme of crisscrossy patterns, he does have that accurately, of course, on the back of his helmet, as well as all these silver details. And I just want you guys to take another quick look at the helmet, because I really like how it turned out. Love how it turned out. And I did, of course, make it as accurate as I could with the reference photos that I had. And I do think it does just add that much more to the character to have an actually sculpted helmet instead of using Lego's head. So, yeah, that is Black Panther, one of my more favorite minifigures in this showcase. And now we will move on to Hawkeye. Alright guys, and for our 8th figure, I'm pretty sure in this showcase, is Hawkeye. So yeah, let's start off with his accessories. Kind of gets a little awkward after filming a lot of these. So the bow is a brick forged recurve bow. Credit for that goes to MGF, just like a lot of things in this showcase. Is just because I'm a really big fan of his work, although there is some other YouTubers I did get inspiration from for this showcase. So anyways, the bow, they only had dark brown ones, so I had to paint black around the place where I hold it, because I can't paint black there. I did get help to put a thread through it just to make it a little more accurate, and then also for accuracy I did paint on these silver buttons on here. And then also to go with that, he does have a brick forge arrow. Again, they didn't have any black ones in stock, so I just painted black around the wood piece, I guess. Now for the minifigure himself, he's pretty generic. I did make him right around the time I made Cap, and if you remember me saying about my Cap minifigure, my painting skills weren't as good as they are now, so some things might look a little weird, but anyways, let's start at the top. So hair and head is from the Hawkeye official figure, just because it's really accurate and I really like it. The quiver, I'm going to mention, was also inspired by MGF, and it's basically what he does for his figures, which is take a piece of printer paper, roll it up, a little sculpt work at the bottom to make it round, and then also gluing in the top of a Lego quiver into the top, just to make it like show that there's arrows in it. I did glue it on the back just because I used my last neck bracket piece for Falcon, if you remember him. So that's why I didn't have any extra neck brackets, didn't have time to buy one. So I just glued it on the back, and I do like how it looks because there's no like bulkiness at his neck. And it looks really clean. Of course, I did paint on like the accurate details, which is the 2 gray lines. But I didn't paint on his back just because I knew I was gluing it on, and I didn't want like the glue to like stick to the paint and it look all weird, if that makes sense to you. So for the torso was a plain black torso. You know, the lighting isn't exactly showing the correct colors of what the colors of his torso are in real life. This is way more purpley, and this is like a purpley bluish. Anyways, I did paint around his neck and down for the zipper in gray, and then painted these purple details, because like his thing does have like like kind of peeps the belt out kind of at the bottom, which is, then I painted that. And I also painted these buckles on the sides, as well as these straps that he has on the sides. And I did outline this in black just to give it more depth, to differentiate, I don't know how to say that word, in between the different sections of the suit. And then I did paint on the strap for the quiver. This arm was a flesh colored arm. Oh my god. There we go. This arm was a flesh color arm in which I did paint purple and then painted black stripes on. And then also accurately painted on his little glove, fingertip glove things, which does also wrap around the entirety of his hand, as you can see there. And I did add the necessary like stripes, or like there was a stripe around this middle first strap and then a little buckle. This hand was black. I did paint on the purple details there and on the front there, and then painted the gray strap, as well as painting this kind of strap that connects to, or it's like the top of his glove, and then also painting on this little purple square, which is a continuation of that, and then also painting on the buckles for his arm, and then for his legs, they were just plain dark legs. I did update his legs more recently, so they are up to par with my more better painting skills. So just to show you that the painting does wrap around all four sides of the legs. I did paint on the gray for the boots, and then accurately painted on the knife holster and gun holster. And these light gray lines are for the straps that hold the gun holster. I should have made the gun holster a little bit bigger, but oh well. And yeah, there was not really much else to paint for his legs. I wasn't gonna do the Death Stormtrooper legs like I did for Bucky, just because of the straps covering up there. It would have looked weird putting on one leg and on the other. So yeah, guys, that is about it for Hawkeye. Can't wait to see him in the movie. He's gonna look epic. Trying to get his accessories back on here. He's gonna be epic. Hopefully he kicks some butt. And I can't wait to see that like Ant-Man team up. I also hope they explain why he comes out of retirement, because like at the end of Age of Ultron, he kind of said that was his last one. Then we see him in the trailer shooting ants on arrows and stuff. So yeah, so that's Hawkeye. Now we'll move on to Scarlet. Every time I want to say Black Widow, I want to say Scarlet Witch because her name's Scarlett Johansson. Moving on to Black Widow. Alright guys, now we have Black Widow. One of my more plain, simple minifigures, but also has a very accurate detail. And I really like how this one turned out, just the clean lines and the accuracy to the her actual suit in the movie. Now, we'll start from top to bottom here. The hair is the same hair used for Sharon Carter, this hairpiece, because I honestly think it's the most accurate hairpiece Lego has to offer without me having to go to third-party websites or sculpting it myself. But either way, it is still really accurate how she has like the hair kind of curled back at the sides. I did use Lego's official face just because I really do think it looks like Scarlett Johansson, and the likeness is really great. And also, okay, just making sure I didn't scratch any print off the back, or paint off the back. And if we could just turn her head around, we can see the alternate expression. I do like the other head, not this one, better. The reason it is so hard to turn that head is because this is an areolate curved torso, not made by Lego. As you can see, the curves in the sides right here and on the other side. So it's not like an official Lego product, but I still really do like it. The torso is one of the more greater parts. As you can see, I accurately painted. I'm just gonna put my hand here so you can see the skin color, but the skin color along with the collarbone, other details, the zipper, the kind of half belt here that only stretches across the black. And if you can kind of tell, in between these light gray lines, I did paint paint my gloss black in there, so you can kind of tell it's a little bit, because it was different material, so I like how that turned out. We also do have the arms painted accurately with the elbow pads, and her wrist tasers accurately painted with a little blue light on both arms, which I do really, really like, and we can see the light gray continuing from the torso. Oh, I guess we should talk about her accessories, and her accessories are from Brickforge. They are the Brickforge nightsticks, because instead of sporting her taser sticks, she is sporting a pair of Brickforge nightsticks. Now, these are accurate, and they're pretty cool. I got some of these from my Black Canary figure that I'm working on currently. So yeah, we'll just take those out of the way though, just because it'll be easier to look at the figure. Oops. Just gonna turn her hands around just to make it look more aesthetically pleasing, or at least I think it is. So yeah, I'll leave the hair off so we can check out the. Come on, check out the back of the torso. You can kind of tell there, but on all area-like curved torsos, there is a like little ring circle, which I don't really like, but I don't know how to get rid of it, so I'm stuck living with it. But it's fine, especially because the hair does cover it up when it's on this minifigure. Now the back is just very simple detail, a gray line, continuation of the white line or light gray lines, and then a continuation of the rounded line from the front. So yeah, like I said, most of this detail is just covered up by the hairpiece. I cannot keep a freaking showcase pretty good, can I? Alright, so now, just making sure I didn't scratch off any paint. This figure, I really need to like secure this base because it like wibble wobbles all over the place. Anyways, now on the waist piece, we can see that I did paint on a belt, again, accurately, with these silver stripes, kind of like pockets with the gray line on top and on bottom, which does continue to the back. And then she has like these two like tube things, kind of like stormtroopers have in Star Wars, which I did paint. Now for the legs, if we move out, I did paint on the accurate knee pads, as well as her straps for her gun holsters, which, just like Hawkeye, painted too small. I did continue this light gray line, but it goes into a dark gray line, and goes all the way to the back. And I do have the boots painted on accurately, which go around, and there's a little like square detail on the front, which do go around all four sides. If I can do this, you can see there, it does like come up like an L at the one point. Yeah, I did paint on the diamond shaped knee pads as well, and I think that's about it for this minifigure. Just usually I've been forgetting a lot of things on these figures, so just making sure I got across everything I wanted to say, which I think I did. So without further ado, we're going to move on to the only other female in this showcase, Scarlet Witch. Alright guys, so now we have Scarlet Witch. Simple-ish figure. So yeah, I guess we'll get right into it. She was one of the more easier ones, not gonna lie. She only took me a couple days. So yeah, there are parts of her used from the official Lego figure, but the torso is entirely repainted because Legos was not exactly the most accurate. The hair piece is the official Lego hair piece, the one that they used in the Civil War set, because that is way more accurate than the one they used in the Civil or the Age of Ultron ones. Her head is actually the Sharon Carter head. If you can see here, I have her head on Sharon Carter. Credit for this goes to 97 Lego Maniac. I'll link to his YouTube down in the description. Basically, I was watching one of his showcase videos, and he's like, oh, by the way, Sharon Carter's head, really good one for Scarlet Witch. So I tried it out. At first, I didn't really like it, but I was like, you know what, it'll probably grow on me. and lo and behold, it did. So now whenever I look at it, it looks way more accurate. Of course, this side does. This side looks a little weird. It's not exactly something you would do in the middle of a civil war. I'll take off her hair so we can look at her torso a bit more. I didn't use an area like curved torso like I did for Black Widow, and I'll explain why. Originally, when we just had a couple of blurry set pictures, I thought her suit was light red, so I bought a light red area like curved torso, and then upon realization that it was dark red, I attempted to paint it dark red, but of course it's all lumpy, and every time I put the arms on and move them around, the paint would scratch off the sides, so I had to resort to just using a regular Lego torso, but hopefully in the future that won't happen. So yeah, the torso inspiration goes to Hen Customs on Instagram. I'll leave a link to his Instagram in the description. If you haven't noticed so far, a lot of these, I did not come with most of these ideas on my own for all my figures. Most of them were from other YouTubers or Instagrammers or whatever that I just really like. Like I will have credit to them, but I do really like other people's suggestions and using them, especially when I'm at a block. But anyways, so basically the thing I took from him was how to do the her like detail on her shirt, because I had no idea how to do that. And I just saw he just did like gray lines. I'd line it in black and then do black lines. The rest, some of his figures are a little bit inaccurate, like this one, like for his Scarlet Witch's arms and the sides of the torso, like by sides I mean like all along, like the jacket. So I just used that. And then also her shirt does kind of curve at the bottom, which is why I painted it onto the legs. The waist cape is Lego's official one, by the way. So anyways, so yeah, I did paint on the skin color, paint on her necklace, all the details for the jacket, like the flaps, I guess to call them, and then all the accurate lines. The back may be inaccurate. I just kind of figured that these 3 lines would continue, so I did that. But then these 3 lines at the top are just me winging it, because like you can't exactly tell what's accurate or not on her back. But anyways, like you just put her hair on and it covers it up. Oops. For her arms, they're just dark red arms, which I painted the black lining on that is accurate, as well as the lining around there for her gloves. And then I did take skin arms and paint the dark red on them, because she does have, you can see her fingers through gloves. So yeah, that was Scarlet Witch. And now we'll move on to the Vision. Alright guys, so now we have another one of my more, I wouldn't say favorites, I mean they're all my favorites, but one of my more proud accomplishments, because I really like how this guy turned out and how my paintwork really looks like the actual Vision in the movie. So, lot of detail on this minifigure, a lot to go through. Alrighty, so this minifigure is one of my more accomplishments, because I mean they're all accomplishments, but one of my more proud accomplishments. Not that I'm not proud of them all, but he's just a really good figure. I did totally repaint Vision. The only thing used from his original minifigure are his hands and head. That is because Lego totally painted an inaccurate figure using sand green, which is an inaccurate color. You can see Vision back here. Sand green, totally inaccurate color. The pinkish reddish that they used, I did still use that color. Now it is an inaccurate color, but personally I like it. I did have a red Vision face that I painted, and I honestly like the pinkish one better. So yeah, start off with the head. The head is completely repainted except for the eyes, mouth, and side purple-ish details. You can kind of see when I zoom in like that. Everything else is totally repainted. So what I did was I started off by painting the blue gem yellow because Mind Stone is yellow. I can see why LEGO would make it blue. They got concept art that showed it would be Loki's scepter in his head, and Loki's scepter at the time was blue. They probably didn't know it was going to open up and be yellow inside. The Vision head, I did outline all of this in black and then paint it all in an accurate dark green color. The torso was a dark green torso. I then painted on this little chest emblem that does connect to the cape, actually. Painted on the pectorals, and then painted on all the accurate gray lines, and then all of the dark red shading, which does continue on to the legs as well as the gray lines. If we just kind of, I'll show you the cape in a second, but if we just kind of move it out of the way, you can see that there is the painting on the legs does continue to the back, but also there is no back painting on this figure because, to be 100% honest, I was tight on schedule. It makes more sense to me, especially with figures wearing capes, to not paint on his back because there's nothing really to show on his back. I do have a pinkish color that kind of matches Vision's color, but not really. I did paint all the accurate colors on the arm, like the red shading up top here, which is a continuation from that. The gray line and the red over the elbow. Also I do have the red that is on the legs continue all around the waist piece. Of course, both arms are symmetrical, or as symmetrical as I could get them. So you can see the gold and black details on the rest of the gauntlet there, as well as all the red shading and gray lines that I showed you. The boots, I did paint dark red instead of the pinkish color, just because my pinkish color was not working out. It's a very terrible paint. So I just painted the legs dark red, which I do think looks really cool, as well as painting the accurate details on the front and accurate gold details on the top of the boots. Now, for the cape, it is a cape. I bought the cape from Cape Madness on Bricklink because LEGO does not have tan capes. So the cape is definitely inaccurate, not gonna lie. I did not paint the inside of the cape because personally, I like it better with just the outside. I honestly would really not like it if it was on the inside as well. I think the inside looks really cool just with the shadow of the paint on the back coming through. But it is not accurate. I copied somebody. Michael MGF's cape design. I really love that design. Although inaccurate, at least from what I saw, inaccurate, because all the pictures I saw of his cape had no dark red on it. But I do really love this his cape design. So again, credit to him, down in the description. Go check out his channel. He makes awesome customs. Of course, I do have a little bit of red there and there that aren't supposed to be there. But what happened was I kind of dropped my brush mid-painting, and I tried to get it out, but that's as best as I could get. But I still really think, even with those, the cape looks really awesome. And of course, it is attempted to be symmetrical, some places more than others. But yeah. So guys, that is Vision. Definitely one of my more favorite minifigures in the showcase. I mean, I've been saying that for all the figures, but Vision, I think my most favorite figures in the showcase are Vision, Spider-Man, Black Panther, and Ant-Man, if I'm to be 100% completely honest. So yeah, guys, now we'll move on to Ant-Man. Alright, guys, and for our second last figure of this humongous showcase, I have Ant-Man in his new suit from Civil War. This guy, one of the most that I had to do work on, probably him, Spider-Man, and CrossBones are all kind of tied for who I did most work for. So yeah, First of all, we'll start with his helmet. And his helmet is Lego's helmet. What I did is I sculpted in the mouthpiece. Of course, everybody does that. But then I also put a little bit of clay on the sides here and here. Just because he does have like these mouthpieces that kind of attach like that. So I did do that. I left the trans red, as you can see the green stuff inside there. I did leave the trans red for the eyes, just because it was more, I liked it with those. But then after that, I totally repainted the entire thing silver. Painted like the top gray accurately. Painted the sides gray again accurately. Put all these little black details, outlined the side pieces, added these dark red details on the sides, added the gray detail on the front, the black details on top of the eyes. So as you can see, I did a lot for the helmet. And that's just the helmet. Now we move on to the torso, which was just a plain black torso. And I made it as accurate as I could. But the problem was I did this torso over 3 times because my red paint, you can kind of see on the sides there, is really chunky. So first I tried to just paint red and then paint the gray over it, the gray details. That didn't work. So then what I had to do was I painted the gray details first and then paint the red over top. And I messed up, so I redid it again, and this was my final attempt. I'm happy how it turned out. I did paint all of the accurate, actually I used my green one, it's more a fine tip, accurate like silver lining. A bunch of people made these gray details black, which is inaccurate. Like if you actually look at the suit, it is gray. And as well as I did add the regular red and silver details on the sides, the silver details here. And he does have like kind of like 2 belts. He does have this one, this gray one, and then he also has this one on his actual, like above his legs. And before we get to the legs, I'll talk about the back of the torso. As you can see, I did some sculpting work, just because he did have this like thing. I don't know what it is, but whatever it is, it's what's on his back. And I was like, hey, that's kind of 3D. I want to go all out with these figures. I'll sculpt it. It's not exactly an accurate shape like it does on the top, so it's supposed to go in. But I didn't exactly have time to do that, nor was my sculpting skills the best at the time. So I just put some clay on there and used my fingernails to like push it in on both sides. Painted it silver, painted the accurate black details and the red, painted all the dark red, silver, and gray on the back. I'll get to the silver in a second. Now for his legs, I did use Zod legs from Man of Steel, just because I kept painting the silver lines like on here, and they kept being like not congruent, or that means not symmetrical or anything. And I was like, hey, I'll use Zod's legs, which I did do. And then he also does have an extra silver line out there with red in between it. I did paint the circle red knee pads, adding the little gray little part at top and outlining them in gray. There are the shoes there, and this little gray box with a little red line in it. Those are supposed to be his shin pads and like fill up his entire shin. But of course, I didn't have room to do that, and it was like more of a defined shape for the red part. But again, I didn't have time to do that, so I just did what I did. The red does continue to the side, and then on the back, it's just little gray lines. If we move his arm out of the way, you can see this silver starting and continuing onto the back, as well as onto the back of the torso, which is accurate. He does, like for his second belt, he does have like these 2 silver like boxes on his sides, which I couldn't paint because of I don't like painting on the sides of torsos. And then they did continue onto the back together, so I did put the gray lines there, like the gray lines there, as well as the silver. For the arms, I'll just show you this one. This one I like better. They're the same. I did continue this gray, like this gray right here onto the side of the arm, because that's accurately what it does. Put silver at the back into his little like gauntlet things that do go onto his hand, which is why his hand is silver. And then he has this red does continue up onto his shoulder, and then he just has a dark red stripe down the side. So, making sure I have like notes to make sure I don't miss anything with this figure, and I don't think I did. Can't wait to see Giant Man in the movie, hopefully. And I did see a cool picture, which was like from a toy about him, and it shows that all these like little red lights. So these red highlights here, and then the red highlights on his mask, all become, and on his wrists, all become blue. Because if you remember in the Ant-Man movie, when he had the discs, blue make things grow, red make things shrink. So like all of the little red lights like on his helmet and on his suit and on his arms go blue to show that he's getting bigger, which I think is really cool. Anyways, guys, that's it for Ant-Man, and now we'll move on to the last figure, and I'm pretty sure you all know who it is: Spider-Man. Alright guys, I did keep this minifigure last purposely. We have my Spider-Man minifigure. I am so excited to see Tom Holland as Spider-Man in this movie. Like, I honestly cannot express my excitement for Spider-Man finally joining the MCU. I really do love, as a customizer standpoint, that if you actually look at his costume, they did give him less lines than previous iterations of Spider-Man, like this one up here. They did give him way less lines on his suit. So basically all the lines on there are accurate. There might have been an extra little line down here, but I honestly don't think that would have looked good, just personally. So yes, I'm very thankful for that, and I really love his new suit. I think it's the best live action suit we've gotten so far. So anyways, on with my minifigure. Now, I'm just bringing up my notes here so I don't forget anything that I may otherwise... Alright. So, we'll start at the top, the head. Now, the head was easily the most painstakingly process of this minifigure. The eyes took me several tries, and I only had the one head to work with. So if you look closely, you can probably see some black wash somewhere from me erasing the paint. The eyes, especially the white part of the eyes, which I think I not nailed, but eventually got really, really good at, was the white parts of the eyes, and then the black around them. I do have them kind of squinting, but yeah, those did take me several tries, and I'm really happy with the final result of what I have for them. Now, the mask, I'm not exactly sure what the back of the mask looks like. I'm going to be 100% honest. So, what I did was the most... probably the most logical idea I could think of, because on all of the Lego Spider-Man minifigures, on the back of their head they have a crisscross pattern. I'm like, how would they get a crisscross pattern from this? And then I realized all of the top lines come straight over the top and go down. Like you can see, this line is really this line, and then all the ones that are more to the side go across the side. So eventually I came up with this design for the head, and I really do enjoy it. The head did, as you can imagine, take me a while to get all of these black lines all the way around and look nice for the head. The torso, I did use a red torso. The lighting is really showing this more of an orangey red, but it is like Lego's base red color. Let me just kind of move the lighting around-ish. That's better. As you can see on the side, I did use a regular red torso. Main reasoning behind that, there you go, you can see the red color. Main reasoning behind that, because my red paint is a piece of crap. So I was not taking a dark blue torso and painting red on it, because I hate my red paint. I need to get new red paint. Of course, although as you can see, the spider symbol, the spider symbol did take me a couple tries. Just kidding. One try wonder. A lot of people I've seen painting the spider logo, I hate to say it, but it's inaccurate. And I don't comment that because I don't want them to feel bad about their accomplishments. But it is inaccurate, because, or not mine, but other people's, because they do the legs coming out of the spider, where in reality, they're just like kind of sitting beside the spider, going into each other, like fitting into each other. And of course, I did do a little bit of an inaccuracy, because the bottom of the spider is actually a diamond shape, which I did try to do, but it ended up being kind of round. So yeah. Now I did paint the dark blue portions of the front of his suit and the thicker black lines that surround it, as well as the belt, as you can see there, which does continue to the back, as well as the back spider, which also only took me one very long to try. Basically, it took me about 15 minutes to get this spider, and then I just took like my finest pen, and I painted in between the spider, which is why it's kind of all lumpy here, because it was a bunch of like uneven strokes. But that is a small price to pay, in my opinion, to get this. To get this awesome back spider logo, which is the first one we've seen out of all of the Spider-Man movies that is accurate. Now, from the one scene where we first saw him, his first reveal, when he did the flip over Cap and took his shield, there's a brief moment where he was like upside down like this, like mid-flip, where you could see his back, which is, or the top of his back, which is what I tried to do here. He does have this straight black line, and then it dips in. So, of course, I did have to do that accurately. Now, his arms, took me a couple tries for the first one, and then the second one I just copied, because I did do the straight line down, and then all of the cross lines, and then I did have to do the thicker black V-shaped line that is on his shoulder. Of course, I did paint the blue on the back that does continue from the back of the suit, and then this is what took me a couple tries, was this other black line, getting the right curve and making it look accurate. Now I did on the wrists of the hands, these are like the only hands besides people that have open finger gloves that I did paint on the hands. As you can see here, I did paint on little web shooters. Oh, also I did continue the webbing onto the inside of the arm, as well as this straight line here. I did paint on the web shooters with a little gray line. And of course that is accurate to the other hand, with the thicker black line on the inside of his arm, which we did see when he blocked Bucky's punch, just showing us how strong he is. For the legs, I used the Batman vs Superman Dawn of Justice Superman overmolded legs. Again, my red paint is crap. Now this worked in my benefit, because like I said, my red paint is crap. Therefore, this really helped. Of course, I did have to paint the indent there with dark blue, which was a small price to pay. I did accurately paint all of the webbing around his feet, as well as the V-shaped black line all around his feet. And like I said, it is all around his feet. It does continue onto the inside. My camera's about to die, so I'm trying not to rush this while also rushing this. And the gray lines, he does have detail on the blue parts of his suit on his pants. I'm not sure if this is accurate detail. What I did do is there was like some concept art for Spider-Man. So again, concept art is never the final product. Therefore, all of these gray lines could be inaccurate, but I liked how they ended up turning out. So yeah, guys, this was the last minifigure of this Captain America Civil War showcase. I can't wait to see Tom Holland's persona or take on this character. I've heard a lot of good things about it, about how he's the best, definitely the best. And I do like that they cast a younger actor for this role. So guys, this is it. The last minifigure for Captain America Civil War. let's wrap this video up, and I'll finally tell you whose team I'm on. Alright guys, so that wraps up my Captain America Civil War custom LEGO minifigure showcase. As you can see in the outro, I do have CrossBones here. But, anyways, now for the big reveal of who teams I'm on. Drum roll, please. I am on Team Iron Man. That was a fail. I'm on Team Iron Man. I mean, I'm really, to be honest, in the middle, because I like Team Iron Man better, because I like their heroes better. Like, he's got Iron Man and War Machine, so 2 Iron Men. Spider-Man, one of my favorites. Black Panther, one of my favorites also. Vision, who's really awesome, and Black Widow, who's very awesome. Although I do like what Captain America stands for better, about how heroes shouldn't be governed. In the comics, I think that Iron Man's team was way more justified, but in this movie, I don't really, like in the MCU, I don't really understand why heroes would need registration, which is why I would be on Team Cap for that, but I'm sorry, but Iron Man's heroes are just way better. So, yeah, now for, like, updates and stuff, just to kind of tell you guys where I'm at right now. I am going back to my old schedule, my new old schedule, which is, once a week and once a weekend, and the weekend is Friday, Saturday, Sunday, which would and the weekend videos would either be, like, a showcase or a tutorial, something like that, if I want to start doing those. And and my week videos would just be vlogs, just kind of like updates and stuff, because I like to have videos that like that, just to let you guys like know where I'm at. Now to show you guys some upcoming customs. Basically the slate right now is, for the next couple months, I'll be working on Suicide Squad and The Walking Dead and CW Customs. CW Customs, I don't have a date for. Therefore, they're just going to be like, okay, well, I'm done painting this guy and this guy, waiting for them to dry. I'll work on some CW Customs. I do have a lot of them listed down. If you've checked my Instagram recently, which you should go follow all my social media down in the description. But if you haven't checked it out, I'll read you the list right now. Just note that I'm not making all of these figures. I'll just make the ones that I feel like. And this is for the TV shows Supergirl, Flash, Arrow, and Legend Tomorrow. So far I have Vandal Savage, which I am going to make. Connor Hawk, which I may or may not make. He was only in one episode. Old Oliver Queen, from the 2046 episode of Legends Tomorrow, which I've already finished. Black Canary, I want to make that figure, but if you've seen the more recent episodes of Arrow, you would understand why I'm being a little skeptical about making that figure. Martin Stein, I'm not sure if I want to make him or not. For Firestorm, I don't really know. Diggle, I definitely will be making Diggle. He is part of Team Arrow. I'm gonna fix up my Rip Hunter, because he's a little bit inaccurate. I'm gonna repaint his torso. But for now, I did buy a Cape Madness trench coat for him, which I really like. The Time Wraith from The Flash, I am making, just because I really like the design. Plus, I kind of have to. I already bought this piece to use for his legs, which I think are really cool. I'm going to fix up my Zoom, because I don't really like how he looks right now. I already bought a Flash cowl for him. So, yeah. Damien Dark, I'm not sure if I want to make him. Supergirl, I will be making. Red Tornado is a maybe. Martian Manhunter, I'm definitely making. And then Bizarro Girl, Alex Danvers, and Lucy Lane are all maybes. Leave down in the comments if you, say, oh, I want you to make this figure from the CW, and I totally will. So that's it for CW Customs. I'm also going to be working on Suicide Squad Customs, trying to get those out for release date, which I probably will have more time than I did for Civil War. I'm also working on Walking Dead. Now I kind of started on the Walking Dead figures. I've bought some accessories for them already, which I'm waiting to come in. So, sorry, I'm just a little gassy today. Yeah, so I'm trying to get these, I want to get these guys out. before the season 7 premiere, or for the season 7 premiere, whichever really. So for that, I'm gonna be making the entire crew or gang or whatever you want to call them from the season 6 finale, plus Negan, and I might make Dwight if I have time. I don't really know. So for now, all I have is this base for Rick Grimes. I know it kind of is funny that the dark brown body I have does look like his coat, but I'm not going to use this. I'm going to like erase all the printing and paint onto it. So far I just have that plus his jeans, and I also did get this off of one of my friends, Werewolf, and I'm going to be using the hair for Rick. I have started on Michonne, so this is what I have of her so far. The mouth looks a little weird, but that's because I've painted the bottom lip, because this is the Storm face, and I erased the cheekbones. I don't really want her having red lipstick, so I already painted the bottom lip dark brown, but the top lip I haven't painted yet. So you just kind of do that, and it looks cool. And then I took a Jack Sparrow hairpiece, sanded off the thing on the side, painted over the bandana on the back with black, and on the little tassel on the front with black. And I'm in the process of painting her bandana. And then for Glenn, all I have is the hairpiece, which is the Superman hairpiece with it curled, cut, and sanded off. So that's all I have for progress of Walking Dead figures. Hopefully gonna get those out before release. And then I also have Doctor Strange. I might not be making any X-Men Apocalypse customs just because the movie is like 20 days away, so like 3 weeks away. So I probably won't have time, nor do I really want to. Not that I'm not excited for the movie, it's just compared to Civil War, Batman vs. Superman, Suicide Squad, Deadpool, Doctor Strange, it's probably my least hype movie that I'm hyped for. So yeah, but I might make Quicksilver from it. I really like Quicksilver. I might make the entire X-Men team in the summer. Who really knows? In the summer, I'm going to have a lot of time on my hands to customize, hopefully. My parents are trying to make me do sports and stuff, but you know, who needs sports? So, that's about it. Again, if you watched this entire showcase, please be sure to leave a comment down in the description that you did. That really means a lot, that you want to sit through an hour and 20 minutes, probably now, because I made this outro so long, that you sat through an hour and 20 minutes of me explaining my figures. So yes, thank you a lot. Again, I really hope War Machine gets finished in time, if the part comes in time. So, anyways, guys, thank you all for watching. Feel free to check out in the description the links to all the YouTubers I took ideas from. YouTubers being I used ideas for Vision. I used an idea for Bucky. I used some ideas for Falcon, or Hawkeye, not Falcon. I used some ideas for Scarlet Witch. I used some ideas for CrossBones. So, link to all their social media. Most of them will be YouTube, except for Hen Customs, the one I got inspired for Scarlet Witch, because he has Instagram. So I'll be doing that. So yeah, guys, thank you all for watching. Check out my social media in the description. I recommend you check out my Instagram, just because my Instagram, I have more, basically everything I post on Instagram just gets sent to Twitter. So yeah, for the last time, thank you all guys for watching. This movie's gonna be amazing, and I'll see you guys later. Bye.